What's going on, everyone? The NASDAQ calls that we bought yesterday worked out beautifully, plus 55%. The GameStop calls that we also bought worked out pretty well as well, plus 120% intraday. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the stock market. We're going to talk about the crypto market and the bond market. Thank you guys so much for all of your comments, your likes, subscribes, shares. Please make sure to put on post notifications if you guys enjoy the content. Make sure to follow my Twitter. I post all of my trades there completely for free. And let's get started with the video. Thank you. So, like I said yesterday, the 30-year bond was bullish, but the NASDAQ was bearish. So I took that as an opportunity to buy into lotto calls, and those worked. So currently, the next level of resistance for the 30-year bond is basically exactly at the 20 exponential moving average. So essentially, there is another day before we come and retest this resistance level. So that could be good news for the NASDAQ for tomorrow as well. But essentially what we did is we bought IWM and QQQ calls expiring, I believe, October 22nd. No, I lied. October 27th. Also, very important news today. The Fed said that it might begin gradual tapering by mid-November. So what they're saying is basically currently the Fed is buying tens of billions of dollars worth of stocks and bonds every month. And that is basically the reason why the stock market has been lifting and, you know, it's been so bullish for all of these months because the Fed has been behind all of the buying, right? But the fact that they said it can begin gradual tapering by mid-November is not a good sign. It is very, very bearish. So, I mean, we have to wait and see whether or not this is actually going to happen in November or in December. Because they say that there will be finished tapering by the end of 2021. So overall, I mean, it basically just signals that we will be back in a normal trading environment, most likely, where, you know, everything doesn't just randomly skyrocket and, you know, to the moon all the time. But technically, the SPY could be creating an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So inverse head and shoulders patterns are extremely bullish patterns, and that, you know, could be the case here. And the fact that we touched perfectly on this lower uptrend channel, right? Absolutely perfectly on the SPY today is a pretty decent sign that we can continue on higher. We had a test of the support and we bounced. But now looking at the technicals on the SPY, you know, we can still see that we're overbought on the MACD. And the RSI is moving upward. So that is bullish. And the fact that the price is increasing while the MACD is decreasing is very, very strong and bullish. So I took that as an opportunity to get into longs because, hey, you know, like things have been working out with our calls. And again, I mean, we're still in a very, very strong market environment. This is still a bullish uptrend. So all of these dips, I believe, are still great buying opportunities until we see a clear change in the Fed's policy. And currently that change will not happen until at least the middle of November. So currently we're still in a very bullish environment. That's my thesis. So the important level of support for tomorrow is going to be 431.75 on the SPY. So we can also see that the SPY closed above the 10 simple moving average today. And usually what banks and hedge funds are looking for is they want to see whether or not we can get two closes above. So if we get another close above the 10 simple moving average on the SPY, that would be a much stronger chance that the uptrend will continue. All right, there's the SPY. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Pretty bullish. Pretty bullish, if I might say so myself. You can see that the MACD on the NASDAQ is also falling. The price is increasing. So that divergence is beautifully bullish, right? The RSI is also going upwards, which is a good sign that the MACD can also move upwards, right? So that's also bullish. We closed above very important resistance here at the 38.2% fib level at essentially 359.82. And yeah, I mean, we closed above that line, so that is a bullish signal as well. We closed above yesterday's open as well. So I mean, we closed above multiple layers of resistance on the NASDAQ. The technical indicators show bullishness. The 30-year bond also shows strength. The only problem now is whether or not the Fed will stop buying back as much stock, right? And you can see yesterday was a very, very red day. It was the first day that the 30-year bond began to really skyrocket and show strength, but there was weakness in the NASDAQ. So that was a really, really good opportunity for a potential lotto call play, and that worked out beautifully. It was up 55% literally at the open. So, yeah, it was a great start to the day. And now the NASDAQ is showing strength. And if we can continue showing this strength, you know, we can easily see 362. And by that point, our calls will be up another 20 or 30% for the October 27th calls that we bought. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's very, very bullish on the NASDAQ. Pretty bullish on the SPY. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. Also, pretty bullish. We closed above this very important trend line here at 222.44. And, you know, we can also see that we dipped very low today and we reclaimed all of those resistance levels and ended up closing above a very important resistance level. The only issue with this whole move is that this was a very, very strong move in one day. So just off the bat, what is worrisome to me is that the market can potentially ask for cheaper prices to go long. And for all of the people that missed out on this opportunity here, right? I'm talking about banks and hedge funds. They might want to algorithmically bring the price back down to get a better fill price. But I mean, regardless of what they try to do, overall, I mean, it closed strong. The SPY and the NASDAQ also look pretty strong. The 30-year bond also looks pretty strong. You can see the MACD was falling, right? A few days ago it was falling, right? And we captured that falling momentum on the MACD. It didn't even cross down below. We paused it and we ended up going higher and crossing and closing above resistance levels. So that is extremely strong. Because generally when we are falling this much, you should see the MACD, the blue line here, cross down below the yellow line. But the fact that that didn't happen and that 220 held as support all throughout this period here, it was very, very, very bullish. And this is basically, you can see that because the 10-year yield is the leader currently in terms of market sentiment. And you know that when the 10-year yield is going up, it means that the market, banks and hedge funds are risk on. They're willing to put enormous amounts of risk for shorter term gain. And the best shorter term gain comes from the Russell 2000, which is the IWM, right? So again, when the 10-year yield is leading, that means the Russell 2000 is leading. And also, you know, obviously when the 30-year bond is doing well, the NASDAQ does well. So currently we're in an environment where the IWM should technically be leading. But because we see this extreme weakness in the 30-year bond, that's why the IWM hasn't, you know, let go of the shackles on its wings. It hasn't been able to fly free, basically, because the weakness in the 30-year bond and, you know, the trickling weakness from the SPY and the NASDAQ into the IWM. Anyway, the stock market looks pretty bullish. And yeah, that's my analysis for that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto market. Bitcoin showing extreme strength once again. 57,630 is the main important level of resistance. If we break above that today, then the next level of resistance is obviously going to be the 59,171. And then obviously it's going to be 60,000. Okay. So basically, you know, once we cross above this, 60,000 is, you know, most likely going to be tested. So Bitcoin, you can clearly see it's retesting this resistance level. Ethereum is beginning to really show strength as well. You can see a bull flag, but I mean, regardless, Bitcoin is showing strength. Once Bitcoin starts to consolidate and show some more weakness, Ethereum is going to catch back up. That's basically what I said was going to happen, and that's why a lot of altcoins and, you know, Ethereum began to, while Bitcoin was consolidating, Ethereum began to move a bit stronger, right? But I mean, overall, I mean, Bitcoin is bullish. stock market currently in the short term is bullish. And yeah, I mean, that's really it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to comment, like, subscribe, put on post notifications for sure. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm very, very thankful that I'm helping so many people. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.